Hi, everyone. Are you doing well? So we are moving into the very last phase of the two-day event. So among many choices available, thank you for choosing this session to listen, and thank you for trying to be a part of our session. So my name is Masaru Ikeda, co-founder of The Bridge, which is a Tokyo-based startup focused news media outlet. I'm very pleased to moderate this panel. So there's a fact that, which is, I think many of the Japanese people are very familiar with, that some of the audience, especially flying over from the outside the country, may be less familiar with that we experienced a very big earthquake on exact January 1st, which is New Year's Day. So there was a very huge earthquake hit the Noto region, Noto Peninsula. So for those who are less familiar with, the Noto Peninsula is a scenic coastal area facing the Sea of Japan. It's very famous for hot spring and also the great tourist destinations as well. So as one of the Japanese people, we are probably and relatively used to earthquake because our country is on the volcanic island actually. But natural disaster happens everywhere now. So not only for Japanese people, but for anyone from the world, we are living in an era where natural disasters seem to be occurring more frequently and with greater intensity due to the climate change and other factors as well. So disaster response is a critical area that can mean the difference between life and death for those affected. Traditionally, disaster response efforts have been led by governments or large NGO, which is the non-government organizations, and well-established organizations actually. However, in recent years, we have witnessed a new wave of startups and entrepreneurial ventures entering this space, bringing the innovative approaches and cutting-edge technology and fresh perspective to disaster response operations. So today we have gathered a distinguished panel of experts and thought leaders who will share their insights and their experiences and the visions for the specific this specific article. So we will dive into the challenges faced by the startups in disaster response from now. First of all, we have the Nishigaki-san from the Ishikawa Prefecture, where the Noto Peninsula is located. So on behalf of all the local people affected, she has been and she is also reading the relief reports as well. So she kindly shared the insights and see how she experienced in terms of making the relief efforts in the region. So would you like to introduce yourself and would you like to share your experience there? Thank you very much.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Atsuko Nishigaki. I'm Vice Governor of Ishikawa Prefecture. Thank you for coming to this session regarding Ishikawa Prefectures. And now, as you might see, this scene was taken in the Wajima area, morning market, Wajima Asaichi. And more than 4 months have passed since this earthquake struck on January 1st, as he mentioned. And still, we have the same scene in Wajima, unfortunately. So today, I would like to talk about what we have been doing from the time of the earthquake and to the recovery period, and how we have received help from business entities like them. So, at first, I will talk about a little bit disaster. With a magnitude of 7.6, this earthquake was the strongest one to hit Japan since the Great East Japan earthquake of 2011. This was a magnitude of 9.0. To make matters worse, on a peninsula surrounded by the sea on 3 sides, the main road has been cut off. And also the seaport has become unusable due to the rising sea levels up to 4 or 5 meters. So it was so damaged. And not only was it impossible to go to the rescue, but there was also no means of communication. So we didn't even know where people were. Thus, sorry, I need to have a next page. So thus we planned 3 steps of efforts for rescue and support of disaster victims. To step 1, we tried to identify locations and the number of the people there in our system called as IBOSAI. You can see in the left side. This IBOSAI, we were able to recognize only designated shelters. However, since those were destroyed, there seemed to be voluntary shelters and some isolated communities. DMAT, Disaster Medical Assistant Team, was aware in their own system of not only designated evacuation centers, but also information on voluntary evacuation centers and isolated villages that they went to help. The self-defense force also obtained various information during search and rescue operations. With the help of companies like Cyborg or SAP to integrate these information, and we were able to determine where the victims were evacuating to and provide them with food, water, and other supplies. And then in step 2, we attempted to clarify information on each individual disaster victim, as we needed to identify those in evacuation centers who needed support such as medical and nursing care. In particular, in isolated villages, information about the types of people present was important. When evacuating wide area from the Noto region to the Kaga region is in the southern part of Ishikawa Prefecture. So the victims were escaped from the northern area, Noto, to Kaga area, southern part. So, and in step 3, the disaster victim database was used to provide necessary support measures, including issuing disaster victim certificates to disaster victims who have evacuated across a wide area, including outside the prefecture. So most of the people escaped from the Noto were going to the Kaga area, but some people were going out of the prefecture. So during these processes, digital ID cards made it easier to track those in need, and the database became the basis of support. In order to deliver supplies isolated villages, we requested drone operators transport them, even times for the first time. You can see in the right side of these pages. And we have also asked ride-sharing operations to participate in securing transportation for disaster victims in evacuation centers because they lost their automobiles. These businesses were startups that were conducting demonstration experiments in the Kaga area of Ishikawa Prefecture because the victims were escaped from Noto to Kaga, so they were there. And they tried to experience ride-share. And the drone was operated in the northern area in Noto because a lot of villages are isolated, so we didn't have any road to go there. So we had to use the drone. Through these experiences, we became accurately aware of the usefulness of cooperating with startups during normal times and the concept of phase 3 in order to have startups play an active role in times of disaster. New technology was also able to help us. WOTA provided a self-sustaining water circulation systems in the absence of running water. Spectee informed us of the damage situation on the Noto Peninsula, including map information. As we mapped out the disaster situation that we had on the maps, we were able to match it with their information. So it's your turn next. So thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. So next up is Asami-san. So I think I've known your company since many years ago. I don't know when was that actually, but I heard from your colleague that your company was founded because of the previous earthquake, which is Higashi Nihon Daishinsai, which is the Eastern Great Japan earthquake kind of things. Is it true?
Yes, that is one origin of a company. Our CEO Maeda was in Tokyo when that earthquake was happening, and he felt water issues is very familiar in disaster situations. Mm-hmm. So he wanted to solve the water problems in all kind of water problems, but firstly water problems in disaster situations.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe you're offering a lot of things for Ishikawa Prefecture at this time. So would you like to explain what you have done and what you are trying to do now? Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much for introducing, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tatsuya Asami. I'm a director of India at WOTA, and WOTA was established back in 2014 to solve the water problems in the world. So I was working in JICA in previous job, and also I was learning water treatment engineering in University of Tokyo. That's my background that brought me to WOTA. And WOTA provided our water supply systems to Noto Peninsula after the disaster situations. So today we'd like to share what we've learned from that experience. So firstly, we would like you to know that even if we lay down water pipelines at every corner of the world, water problems will never be solved simply due to the gap of demand and supply, and also financial gap of the water utilities. So we are proposing brand new idea of water infrastructure, which is small-scale, decentralized system, in contrast to large-scale, existing centralized network infrastructure. So far we have 57 investors, and almost all of the major water players in Japan invest in us. So we have gotten huge support from stakeholders. So starting off with water issues in disasters, we have two products in the market so far, and they are used all over Japan. So what's this? So the technology is water recycling. So the systems are able to reuse 98% of wastewater with multi-barrier treatment systems and fully automated by sensors and algorithm fostered by deep learning. So Noto Peninsula. It's very lucky in a sense that our CEO Maeda and Vice Governor Nishigaki-san was in the same event in December. And thanks to that contact, we can start working on it on the very first day of the earthquake. And we were in Noto on the 3rd of January. So we extended our systems, which is 100 shower recycling systems and 200 hand washing stands. So within 1 month, we succeeded in covering all the Noto Peninsula without water and achieved 84% coverage of disaster shelters. So based on that effort, thankfully, our Emperor and Prime Minister introduced us to the whole Japan and also abroad. So now we have new solutions for not only in disaster situations, but every time. So we are now developing the household level water recycling system, which are divided into 3 modules. One is rainwater to drinking water supply system, and second one is gray water recycling system, and third is the black water recycling system, which is a toilet flushing water. So we have started several pilot projects so far, and one example is in Ehime. So Ehime is a region suffering drastic depopulation and also aged pipeline. So they are the first people who live with our system completely without water pipeline networks. So our vision coming is to scale up our pilot projects to the whole Japan. So as I said earlier, we are a startup to solve the problems in the world. So we will be expanding our activities to overseas. So 3 years ago, His Royal Highness Prince William of Wales awarded us a special prize. So from there, we were introduced to Antigua Barbuda, a Caribbean nation, by UK royal family. And we are now developing a project for new housing development scheme by the government of Antigua Barbuda. So without laying down the existing pipeline networks, we will be installing our system for the houses like this. So the collaboration has begun already, and the government of Antigua Barbuda and JBIC and WOTA has joined hands to solve the water problems in Antigua Barbuda. So we will be seeking structural solutions to the world water crisis. So thank you very much. That's from my presentation.
Thank you very much. So can I ask you several questions to what you're doing?
Sure.
So in terms of the, you are actually working in the Japanese market, but also you're working in the overseas market because you came over from India, right?
Sure.
So when you compare the emerging markets like India and maybe developed country like Japan, so which country has more potential in terms of bringing your solution into the world, into the community?
To be honest, it's easier for us to bring new ideas to emergent markets because countries like Japan, there are a lot of established interests and regulations and stuff. So sometimes it's more difficult for example, Japanese government to introduce kind of new solutions to the problem.
So supporting this kind of, devastated situation, like what happened in Noto Peninsula, is it? It's quite difficult to say, but is it gonna be something like a good chance to foray into the new market? Is it?
Yes, actually, yeah, it's difficult to express, but yeah, situations like after disaster, existing pipelines, infrastructure were totally devastated. So we should think how we can reconstruct the region in a way the best suitable for the coming era. So that is kind of opportunity for startup like us to introduce new solutions.
All right, thank you very much. So let's discuss later on as well. But next, let me move on to the Murakami-san, the last panel. When I met you for the first time was maybe
10 years ago.
10 years ago, 2014 or something like that. There was the acceleration program by a French company,
Yes.
French telecom company maybe. So it's long time ago actually. But when I met you for the first time, you were more focused on the, bringing the creating the video footage from the social network services, and then helping the news broadcasters like a TV station, the radio station to use that kind of video footage for them, right?
Yes, the first customers is mostly the broadcasters.
But the business is slightly changing.
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So would
yes.
you like to explain the?
Yes, our business is first started for the disaster management, but first customers it's going to be the broadcasters. Just yes. So thank you for coming today. So and third pitch is over there, I think. So I think so. Thank all attendees so choosing this session. Thank you very much. So I'm Kenjiro Murakami. I'm CEO and also founder of Spectee. So back to 2011, the huge earthquake and the massive tsunami hit in Japan. So at that time, I was in Tokyo office. I just worked for the maybe in the afternoon. Yeah. So and even in Tokyo, so it's much shake in the building. So at that time I collecting the information from the internet, from the maybe TVs and news media, but I couldn't get the accurate information from the damaged area. So I want to know what's happening in the Tohoku area. So to get accurate information is so important to recover and also prevent the situation of the disaster. So this is the base idea to start this company. So Spectee is so analyze a lot of the data. It's social media and other data. So collecting these data and analyze it. And we are providing the information about the disaster. So I also went to Noto last month. So it's the picture is the left side hand is the tsunami swept the many houses. So I really surprised it. So impact of the earthquake is so huge, but the impact of the tsunami is, I don't know the tsunami is how much damage at that time at there. So this is the one of example of the information gap from the damaged area and outside area. So that's why I doing this company. So our mission is visualize the crisis. So what Spectee does, so we are monitoring and visualize all crises occurring around the world. Not in Japan, not only in Japan. So it's around the world, worldwide. So we are collecting the social media. It's X, Instagram, and TikTok also. So now it's when the disaster happens, more than 70% Z generation checking the social media. So get the information from the social media. The social media is so important for the disaster management. Now also, not only social media, I collecting the meteorological data and the CCTV camera, traffic data, and so on. And collecting all data and analyze it. And we are providing the alert and visualization, the analysis, and the prediction also. So this is our concept is collecting the data and put on the map and show in the like picture from the social media and also the CCTV camera, the satellite data also. So those data, so you can understand what's happening at that area, in the area. So this is one of our technologies. So when the image, video, and pictures is posted in social media, our AI to recognize what inside. So what is inside? It's smoke and fire flame. So AI understands that this is image of fire. So for example, landslide, flood, car accident, and also. So we are collecting such kind of data and providing. Also, this is how to use the satellite data. We also monitoring the satellite data every time, in 24 hours. So using the satellite data and also the combined with the social media. So we are creating a 3D image to understand what's happening and how large is it. So now it's 1,000 customers already installed our services. So especially for the infrastructure company and supply chain company, and the company has a lot of stores like Ion and Nitori, it's a convenience stores. So they have to manage their like a BCP, the business continuity plan. So using our products. So also, we very strong presence in the public sectors. So now it's 200 local governments and central governments already installed our system. So they are using the system. So Ishikawa Prefecture also using our system to protect prevent from the disaster. So that conclusion is consequently. So we are collecting the social media and the meteorological data and the CCTV camera and so on. Collecting all data and providing the alert and visualization and analysis and prediction. So that's all about Spectee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is quite difficult to talk about just before Nishigaki-san, but the people say that the government is relatively conservative in terms of bringing the new solution into their daily operations, maybe, right? So when you compare your how many was that? It's a 200 governments.
Yeah, more than 200 governments.
So when you compare the governments using your solution and the others not using them, using your solution, what is the difference?
It's a very difficult question. So first, when I introduced my own the services, so it's very difficult to explain how use these services and how to the efficient for the disaster management. So and also the very conservative and also we are using the social media. Many people say that is it can use or it's accurate thing. So this is very difficult to introduce the local government. But some governments, like our first user is Kobe City. So they experienced the huge earthquake and maybe something like that. So so they are very so wanted the new technology for the disaster management. So so this is for the local governments. So actually behave. So it's fast to use the new technology, and other the local government is follow the right? So Yeah,
That's the process in order to how you can encourage the more governments to use your solution probably. Thank you, thank you. So before having this panel session, you were also talk about your solution is adapted by the Philippines, right? So how do you do it?
Yes, we are starting the business in the Philippines. So now it's our global version is introduced into the Philippine government. So Philippines and the situation of disaster in the Philippines is very close to Japan. They has
On
yes
the,
typhoon,
volcanic islands, right?
volcanic also the earthquake also. So that's our idea, and the technology maybe can adapt it to the Philippines. And different situation is in Japan. So you introduced the iBOSAI, which is created by the NTT data. Yeah, right.
Promotion now.
Yes, yes, yes.
I didn't mention
So
that.
yes, yes. So such kind of the very traditional system is using in Japan. So it is very difficult to replace to new system. Then our system is based on in the cloud and working in the cloud. So no construction for to install the system. So, but in Japan already has a traditional system, so it is very difficult to replace the new system. But in Philippines, there's no disaster management system. So we are first the company to first solution is to introduce.
Yeah, we heard a similar thing everywhere, especially in the fintech industry. Maybe we see a lot of the ATM, which are automatic teller machine, everywhere in the world, in town actually. So that's why we can easily withdraw money from the machine out there. But if you come over to, let's say, African countries, there's nothing out there. So that makes them better adapt into the paying app or something.
Yes,
is
yes.
it? So that's gonna be called leapfrogging or something?
Yeah, leapfrogging the effect, yes.
So comparing to the adapted your solution into the traditional government here in Japan, it's gonna be easier for you to bring it into the emerging country maybe, right? Is it?
Yeah, I can't say easy. I can't say it's easy, but the communication to the local government people and to the Philippine government people is very difficult, different from the communications. Because we explained why this is important and why you should replace to the system. But in the Philippines, there's no explanation for the this is okay, great. So they have no technology. So the new technology is very, very welcome to the Philippine government.
That's good to know. Yeah. All right. Okay. So Nishigaki-san, so when we have this panel session here, so you said that almost 5 months passed since the earthquake happened. So now you are moving into the more like restoration phase rather than recovery phase. So recovery. So let me define the difference between the restoration and the recovery. Recovery is a more like a urgent response for rescuing the victim or rescuing those affected by the natural disaster kind of things. But restoration is it's quite difficult to describe out. It's gonna be something nothing like a recovery, which is more like recovery is meaning it's usually meaning that getting back to the normal.
As it were.
Yeah. But you are looking for restoration maybe in the prefecture. Is it? So can you describe what you want this process?
Yeah. Actually, we are always facing at such kind of problem because normally in a regular time, we or the government, each organization has its structures, systems, and logics. So in a regular time, it's really hard to introduce a new technology. So as both of you might said, compare with the emerging market, introducing your new technology to the Japanese market is a little bit hard. And the same question is happening to the situation between regular time and after the disaster time, I think. So now, after the disaster, we have to change our systems for the future. So in these occasions, I think we should not only recover, more like we have to restore. And in such kind of changing situation, introduce a technology is not much, but it's a little bit easier compared with the regular time. That's what we think now.
So, meaning that your prefecture has a potential to bring the new technology rather than other prefecture like Tokyo, right? Is it? But yeah, Barcelona is there actually. I know he is there.
That's why I was here. I am here.
So both of you, what do you think about that? Do you feel that you guys are experiencing many obstacles in terms of bringing your solution into the existing industry, maybe? So do you think this disaster response can be seen as a kind of chance to bring your solution into the new markets like Ishikawa Prefecture or other areas? What do you think? Starting with Asami-san.
Yes, I totally agree with the discussion so far, and I would say this is a sort of chance because so normally people take it granted that they can get water from pipelines. So whenever you switch the tap, then you can get the water from the pipelines. But now it's gone, damaged. So people can think about how we can build the water infrastructures from scratch, kind of. Then, so there's a room for the new solutions to come in to fill in the gap. So this is one aspect, and also the government are facing that new, era, I would say. For example, one community in northern Noto. So many people are evacuated to other cities or even other prefectures, and population has decreased in a case 80%. It's very drastic. And we don't know how much of them will come back. So if we build back the existing water networks as it was, then it might be over-investment because we don't expect all of them will come back. So the new solution has to be flexible with how the situation will be going in the course of restoration.
So the decentralized solution like you guys are probably more easily adapted into the flexible changes in terms of the population or in terms of the age distribution or something like that.
Yes, absolutely.
I see. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's in the emergency situation is very chance to get in the new product. So yeah, because normal situation, so we have to compete with I said
Big giants.
Yeah, big giant traditional companies, so traditional regime or something like that. So, but in emergency situation, so it's something effective. So it's go to the market. No choices, no time to choose the technology. So okay, so this is the new technology and can use quickly as possible. So the new technology is starting such kind of the emergency situation. So for example, the satellite internet Starlink. So in the Noto area, so there are many Starlink internet installed, right? So, but in normal situation, so probably already the fiber network. So then the satellite internet can use. It's expensive or something. But in the emergency situation, it's the new technology is the very chance to get into the market.
Interesting. Yeah, I just recognized that two common things for two of you guys. One is both company started after the previous earthquake that happened in 2011. The great earthquake happened in Tohoku region. The other thing is, both of you guys are working on the decentralized solution, independently working, which is very interesting. So yeah, that's very impressive for me. So only less than 3 minutes remaining for this session. So we're gonna have to wrap up this session maybe. So first of all, Nishigaki-san, would you like to give the last words for our audience? Maybe you want to encourage more people from Tokyo to start their business in your prefecture, probably. So.
Wow. Well, that's really hard question, but yeah, I would say, to introduce a new technology is normally really hard, especially for the conservative government. But after the disaster, or for instance, we are also facing at the aging, the population decrease. We have a lot of issues, and in those cases, we want to introduce a new technology to solve our issues. So I would like to say a lot of startups, especially who can have energy to change the world or to solve the issue for the people in Ishikawa, please come to join us and to solve the problem with us and experience a lot of things with the local people. And if you can help us, you can be a hero in Ishikawa Prefecture. So please join us. That's all.
Thank you. Round of applause. Thank you very much. Asami-san, last words to the audience.
Yes. So I think the main topic of this session is kind of public-private partnership, especially with startups. So I think the role of the startups is to solve the problems that has never been solved by existing players. And the government is the professional to find out or define or to raise awareness of the problems. We are the professionals of solving problems. So I would like the government to call for startup to action. So we very love to collaborate with you and all kind of governments.
Yeah, I think there can be a bridge. As a bridge, we can communicate each other through your kind of startups, I think. Yeah.
Thank you. Round of applause to Asami-san. Thank you very much. So lastly?
As I said, so to think about the disaster management, so we need the technology and ideas. But keyword of this session is a startup. So startup has new technology and new ideas. So for the disaster management, disaster recovery, so we need those ideas and the technology combined together. So we have to fight to the disaster using these technologies. So startups should play this kind of the emergency situation, and so not only WOTA is a great technology, and other startups also new ideas, new technologies. So bring together and just fight to the disaster.
I see. All right. Thank you very much. So time is up. So we really hope you guys get a great takeaway from our esteemed speakers here. So, this concludes our session right here, right now. So, bring the round of applause to the esteemed experts from the areas. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
very much.